Hey, what's up? My name is FLOKKA and we're back with another themed vehicle build. This time, the Battle Bus Jet using only the decor pieces from the brand new Battle Bus set. Only 800 V-Bucks in the shop, so if you guys are gonna cop that, make sure you use code FLOKKA. It helps me out a ton and I definitely appreciate each and every one of you. Let's hop in, all right? Let's go. To build your Battle Bus aircraft, you're gonna need to go to the filter. And we're gonna scroll down and we're gonna click thank the bus driver. And this is gonna give us a mix of the free and the new paid pieces. Go to vehicles and utility under theme. And this is gonna bring up every piece that we're gonna need to use. We're gonna go to surfaces and we're gonna grab the mechanic's work table, and just somewhere on the jack, it doesn't really matter, we're gonna place one table down. Under the same category, we're gonna grab the Battle Bus counter corner. And making sure that it's flat towards one side, we're gonna go in one stud and as far over as we can. It should barely even be hanging on. And we're gonna do that to the other side as well. Now we wanna take that bus driver's workbench, and on that little tiny area that we have there, we're gonna place one like this and one on the other side. We can actually go ahead and throw our power center in right away. So put a balloon down anywhere in the front and grab a small power center. You might need to get closer for this, but point your cursor at the balloon, rotate your engine like this, and you might need to move your cursor down a little bit in order to be level with the floor. And when you place your power center, it'll be directly in the middle of this table. You can place it off center, it's not a big deal, but you might see some tilt while you're flying. On each side of the workbench, go ahead and take the work table. You should be able to go underneath here. We'll level with the back of the plane. We're gonna nudge this table as far as we can. So go over until it's red and then nudge it back until it's green. We're gonna do the same thing to the other side. We're gonna wanna go into decorations and then wall decorations. Grab the storm stopper sign. Point your cursor at the side of the table that we just placed down, and it should go green on both sides like this. And now we're gonna go into the grand chest. We're gonna point our cursor at the top of the work table, nudge it all the way back to the sign. It should be even in the middle of the table when you start, but we're actually gonna nudge it one stud to the front like this. You could even do two if you want. This is gonna benefit us later. Now going back to wall decorations, if we grab the Battle Bus wall shelf and we point our cursor at the side of this work table, we can place one on the side here, and we can place one on the side over here as well in the same spot. So I'm actually pointing my cursor at the dark blue line on the work table. I'm not sure if it's the same for everybody, so don't take me at my word. Now, taking the mechanic's work table, we can move this to the edge here. We want to make sure that the end of this table stops where the other one starts, so we can line that up with the green line there. Now, using the wall shelf and this table here, we're going to be able to place a Battle Bus corner up in between the legs like this, and then you can just nudge one to the other side. There is only one spot that this will go green. We're going to head to the back here, where we're gonna grab the large thruster, and you're gonna put it at the bottom of this workbench in the back. Maybe nudge it up one, but you want it to be towards the bottom. I guess it doesn't really matter. You just wanna make sure that it's even on the other side. Our other thrusters for going forward can go right here. If you want, you can put these large thrusters on and really go fast, but I actually like to go with this small thruster right here in the front. It makes the vehicle a little bit easier to get onto. Now we wanna put on the beds, and to do that, we're gonna line up the Battle Bus single bed, the one with the nice headboard, and we're gonna line it up with the corner of this workbench here. We're gonna nudge it over 1, 2 studs, and we're gonna go back 1, 2, 3 studs. For the other side, all we gotta do is line up the back and nudge it over 1. So there should be a little space in between these beds. This is gonna serve as the back of the aircraft, and it looks really nice, but it also serves a great purpose because now you can go to sleep on your aircraft. Now let's get our tires on. we're going to go into toys, and then we're going to go to vehicle parts, and we're going to grab the vehicle base 5. This is going to allow us to place pieces without having to use a balloon to line it up with those work tables. So we're going to place one vehicle base flush with the leg, and then we're going to take a second vehicle base, and we're going to nudge it back 2 studs like this. While we're at it, we're going to add some to the back as well, except these are going to be vehicle base 3. Drop that in like this. It should be facing more to the inside, and we're going to do one on both sides quick here. We're going to take the medium powered tire, and in the center of both sides on these vehicle bases, we're going to place a tire. You can also go ahead and throw one on the inside as well. Just make sure that these are not the steerable ones. You're going to have to change the rotation on some of these. It looks like both right side tires need to be changed. And it'll be the same on the front, except we're using the steerable tires. And we're going to place them on this bottom vehicle base 5. So we can snap that right to the center and place both tires, making sure that they're the steerable ones. And we're going to change the direction of the right side tire. Right side from the back side. From the front, it's the left. Whatever. Now, to steer this bad boy, we're actually going to take small thrusters, and right next to those chests on the side of these workbenches, we're going to be placing the small thruster. You can place it up or down. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to place it down so it's closer to those large thrusters. It's going to hang over the backside a little bit, but you're not even going to notice. For steering on the front side, we're going to take the small thruster. We're going to snap it to the front of the top vehicle base 5. You can even move it forward a little bit to get it away from the tire if that visually bothers you. But now we're going to go ahead and do our channels. So this one for me is channel 2, and the other one on the front is going to be channel 1. This one also serves the same function as the one on that front corner, pushing in the same direction. Then you go diagonal with the channels in order to get 0-point turning. There's not a whole lot left to do on this vehicle, so we're going to get the driver's seat in. And to do that, we're going to start with the battle bus wall shelf. We're going to point our cursor at the table on the front here. We're going to nudge it over until it's even with this counter corner. It should go green because it registers as a wall, and you just want to make sure that the back side is flush. Do the same thing on the other side, pointing your cursor at the table and then nudging it over. Now, I'd say we could put the driver's seat in, but I actually want to add the nose first. To do this, we're just going to quickly take a vehicle base, and we're going to place it so it's sticking outward a little bit here. We're then going to take a small thruster, and we're just going to put it like in the corner of this vehicle base. So you can start by snapping it and then moving it over like this. But then we want to take the balloon, and I know you can just snap it to the vehicle base, but you'll never get this piece lined up if you do. You have to use the thruster to place this balloon down. So like this, and then we're going to use the mini hot air balloon. Point it at the bottom of the balloon so that you can get that hot air balloon flush with the side. And we're going to nudge this to the middle and as far down as we can. If you need to get a better angle, you can always move over and do this as well, so that you can ensure that you're in the middle, just like that. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that vehicle base, get it out of the way. And now I want to place my driver's seat, but we've got to use a balloon for that as well. So we're going to place a small balloon down, and that way, when we point our driver's seat at the balloon, we are able to nudge it here into the middle. Sometimes you got to make sure that we move our cursor down just a little bit so that it lines up with the floor. This is going to give us that half stud placement right down the center of the lane here. We're going to move it as far forward as we can. I'm going to hop in, hop out. I might even move the seat back just to ensure that if I get off of it in the air, that I land on one of the counters. So I'm going to scoot it back just a couple studs like this. And then I'm going to get rid of this balloon. Right behind it, I'm going to add some seating. Now, I can actually do one seat on each side here if you want to carry 2 passengers, but I actually don't like that. In case you only have one, you have some uneven weight. Of course, you can't get it in the middle. So again, you're going to throw down a balloon. You're going to take the vehicle seat, line it up in the middle, get rid of the balloon, and there you go. I'm going to show you where to put these balloon pieces. We're going to have 4 balloons that are always up, and this is going to get you to any elevation. It's going to fall nice and slow, so you can even use it to hover, scout around Lost Isles if you're still looking for Nana Village. But close to the chest on each side and the bed, we're going to place a balloon as close as we can. And then we're going to move over until it goes green right next to it. But we're also going to move it up 1 stud on both sides. We've got 2 activated balloons up here in the front. We're going to be placing them right here next to these small thrusters. And then 2 activated balloons on the back of the vehicle, right on the side of the chest here. We're going to place one like this and another one like this. Now let's go to the back of the vehicle, and I want to take the hot air balloon sconce and literally right next to that activated balloon, as far over as we can, we're going to place one and another. Also want to add one to the front, so we're pointing our cursor at this dark blue line on each table, and that's allowing us to place this sconce on the side of the table there. Now we're going to be putting all these driver pieces on here for the lights, but feel free to use whatever you want. So I'm going to throw 2 lights right here, and when you go to the front, it kind of looks like a clown. And now it is ready for testing. So if you want, go ahead and double check all of your tires and thrusters one last time. Drop that jack. You should be able to just jump up just like that. And we're going to start with the driving test. So on the ground, it's looking pretty good here. We're going to activate the balloons and see how high we get. Maybe we need some more lift. It's getting up there. Let's go ahead and add 2 more activated balloons right here. And let's see if we get the elevation we're looking for. Okay, yeah, we're getting up here. So this is good. And there's geysers up here, which is how I get a lot of my aircraft to the higher elevations. And this aircraft has tires on the bottom, so when you're up there, you're gonna be able to maneuver. Oh yeah, we are plenty high now. So, and as always, we can deactivate these balloons and hover at a really nice height for a really long time. As usual, we've got to do this water test, you guys. So we're gonna let it fall in, and I'm pretty confident that this thing's gonna float. Here we go. And yes, we are floating in the water. I usually like it if the front end is a little bit higher up in the air, but I'm not going to complain because it is floating. Remember, guys, they let us go down into the water now, so you don't have to worry about getting kicked out of your vehicle as easily. Hint, hint, submarine build soon. But even then, this vehicle is going to keep you above the water pretty nicely, so you'll stay nice and dry. The Clownmobile. Just kidding. The Battle Bus Jet. Whatever you guys want to call it, let me know down in the comments what you think of this vehicle. Thank you guys so much for following this themed vehicle series. Take it easy, everybody, and I will see you in the next one.